I'm gonna try this again. We're gonna try this again. Welcome everybody to the Coolest Weatherman Productions, Coolest Weatherman Studios, the most underrated knife thrower on YouTube and potentially the world. Yeah, you heard it. You heard it.
Ronnie says, "What's up? Welcome back."
Thank you, man. Trying it again. Just checking things out, for my own knowledge. Oh, look at that shot. That's like probably the best shot you can get. You even see it in there?
Yeah.
That threw me off. That flies. You might have to go and get that swatter, and then you're gonna watch me swat a fly. Right at that same knife. Like, look, all my aim. That other one just went right beside it, and the other one hit it. So your accuracy and your muscle memory is just too good. You almost can only throw one knife. But these are like one of the best training knives I think in the world. For no spin, and the treatment of steel, the hardening, however they don't bend, they don't break. When they don't burr easy.
Nicholas says, "Walk me through this, bro. Proper way to throw."
What you want to do, no spin. The proper way to throw, no spin. If that's what you're wanting, that's my specialty. Proper way to throw, no spin. First off, before I tell anybody how to throw a knife, all I would say is pick a ball, grab a baseball, tennis ball, pick up a rock, pick up a stick, and throw it. And throw it really far. Really feel how your body's going to react to throwing something. Maybe you don't do it much. Because throwing a knife isn't foreign. Just because we're throwing a knife, it's not new to humans. We're throwing an object. You can throw a stick, you can throw a rock, you can throw anything. The way your body is moving when you throw it, that's how you're going to throw a knife. So the only difference for me throwing no spin is the grip. But the grip is different when you hold a stick. The grip is different when you hold a football. The grip is different when you hold a baseball. The grip's going to be different anyways. So the main thing I would say then, with that said, when it comes to throwing no spin, you got to manipulate that knife so that it does not spin in the air. Right? You can just throw a knife and eventually get it to stick. But when you want to cancel that spin, so when you throw it, it just flies kind of straight towards the target and that pointy end goes in, it's all going to work with this index for me. Just like a baseball, when you hold a baseball different ways, you're going to be changing up the way the ball reacts in the air. When you throw it, the ball's going to do different things. Fastball, a changeup, a slider, a curved ball. So when you throw your knife, it's super similar to that. You're just changing the way your fingers are working with the knife. So when you throw it, you're almost creating like a way a bullet would go through the barrel. You're almost creating a small barrel for this knife to travel. And you're going to really kind of brush. You're going to throw it the way that you normally throw. Like if I threw a ball, I would throw the ball like this. Now watch me throw a knife. Same exact thing, but everything's happening in my finger, in my hand here. So my grip is like that. Nothing crazy. Some people can pinch grip it. I started off with a pinch. It was more of a pinch. Like if you're a kid and you're playing boom, boom, bam, bam, bing, bing. You can put the knife right in there and pinch it with your thumb. That's how easy the grip can be. And that's how I started. For years, I threw like that. And then I started to wrap my finger. Gave me a little bit more control. Gave me a little bit more like grip where I can hold on to the knife and not lose it. If I can pull this out of my sheath and hold it. And that gave me a little bit more benefits in other areas of what I wanted to do with knife throwing. Because I didn't just want to throw a knife. I wanted to use this for self-defense. I wanted to use this for trick shots, fast draw, a whole lot of stuff. So that grip then evolved from the pinch to the finger going out. I'm never one to throw with my pinky up or drink a coffee or a tea with my pinky up. Anybody that does that They're working on accuracy, and that's it. They might as well throw darts. At that point, throwing hard and throwing powerful is just funner for me. And I will never throw light unless my body doesn't allow me to throw hard. Then I'll throw light. You know, this light throwing, I can do it, but it's so unrewarding. There's no satisfaction. But when you can just boom, and you put everything into it, that's crazy.
He's asking, so it's obvious you need well-balanced blades?
No. Balance doesn't, if anyone's gonna tell you that advice, the balancing of the knife is super important. They don't know what they're talking about, or they're just not good. And you don't wanna learn from somebody that's not good. So this is handle heavy. And I think learning no spin, it helps you with all the other knives out there. Because I didn't want to just throw what looks like a railroad spike. That ultimately isn't, I wouldn't throw knives if this is what I had to throw. I wanted to throw knives that look like knives, right? So this is a center balance knife. These are handle heavy. All the weight is where your hand is in the handle. Other knives can be like front heavy. This is a very similar front heavy knife. This is also balanced in the center, but the handle, or the tip part of it, the blade part, is going to look thicker than the handle. I would say handle heavy is a really good knife to train with, to master that manipulation where you have to cancel that rotation. You can really get a good grip, and you can really feel it coming out of your hand when you make that barrel and the knife releases. You can really, that thickness can really help you catch it with your finger. If I threw it the other way with not much, it's a lot harder to control. So having a handle heavy knife is good for balance. Good for training, but ultimately having any balanced knife, at this point, I can throw anything. So that's where I wanted to go. And I'm very pleased with the fact that I can throw anything no spin. You can throw an axe no spin now. I can throw a cleaver no spin. This is one of the harder knives to throw no spin with the amount of power I give it, but I can throw this thing no spin. Because this trained me and my muscle memory with my index finger. So now I can grab a knife like this, and I didn't rush it. I didn't do this off the bat. I took a lot of years training before I grabbed something like this, and I can grab it just the exact same way and throw this now no spin. Let me think. I might miss once, but I might not. But boom, no spin, right? That thing's just, I understand it. I understand now how the hand has to work to throw no spin. Like a pitcher has to understand how the hand works to throw a changeup, to throw a curveball. Once you understand that, and I'm not throwing a bunch of different pitches, I'm throwing one way with a knife, no spin. Once you understand it, you really get it, and it becomes natural, it becomes an instinct. You can throw anything. You can really just manipulate that spin with what you're throwing, and just make the adjustment with that index finger. Like, that's what you're controlling. Your dominant hand, you write with that finger. You've got a lot of mind-muscle connection with that finger. You know what I mean? Like, that little finger there, it's got a lot of, it's got a lot of say in life. It can do a lot for a lot of people. It can do a lot for you. I mean, that's the best finger in the world, partnered up with the thumb. I mean, those two bad boys together.
Benjamin wants to know, I don't know if I'm saying this right, a bulbous tip?
A bulbous tip? I don't have to see it.
Says, hey man, mine has a bulbous tip. By the way, did you get that thing oiled down?
Nothing's oiled, but you do want to keep your knives from rusting. So you know, if you're storing knives or something, I put a little bit of like, I have this stuff here for like cleaning rifles and barrels of guns and stuff. Forget the exact name of it, but there's certain stuff for steel you can get, and you just put a little coating over it, and it helps. Is this what you're talking about, a knife like this? Because this is more a front heavy knife, and it's got like that, the ball at the front, and then it thins out at the bottom. Again, same thing though. I don't even have to adjust between throwing from the cleaver, the handle heavy knife, to the tip heavy knife. Again, once you get it, you be patient with your training, you'll be able to throw anything. But you know, those center balance knives for no spin are, I think, easier. But if you really want to be good, I would go with a handle heavy knife, and then you're going to be able to throw a center balance knife like no problem, no problem. Most knives, because again, I was saying I wanted to throw a knife, an actual knife. Most knives are center balanced. So to get to throwing a knife that's center balanced really well, because you don't want to damage the Marcaida, the G10 handles. Some of these knives are so nice, right? Like, you don't want to damage them, but in order to get there and throw a knife with a handle, like an actual knife, a handle heavy knife will really help you get there.
So Nicholas said thanks. He says, okay, let's test your accuracy. Right top lightning bolt. I guess on the target.
I'm not going to aim. I have a window behind there, and my power will go through that wood and will go into the window.
I guess go for like on the target where those lightning bolts are, like pointing.
Oh, right, left? So that's my
right top.
Right top up there, as close as I can get. I hate aiming for the corner, but I'll go up there. Oh, that's probably as good as I'm going to want to get anyways. Do you see where that is? Let's get a couple bullseyes here.
You're damn close, bro.
Right here. That's where your knife went.
Into it. Hell yeah.
You know, I always tell people, you gotta work on the accuracy first. The consistency of a stick will come with accuracy, right? Those two things I think are paired together. Because consistency, when someone talks about consistency, you want to get a stick. You want it sticking. So, but you don't want to be getting it sticking, you know, down there, right? That's not a good throw. You gotta switch it up. Maybe if that same throw was up here, it wouldn't stick. So I think consistency is, yes, you want to get a good stick, but you want to be on your target, right? Like, you want to be getting it on your, you don't want to be, you can have a bunch of targets, and you're not really thinking about where you're throwing it, but you're getting a stick. Again, I would rather pair those two together. So if I'm training and I'm going to start up nice and close, you know, I'm getting them in there. I'm not like over here and up there missing, right? Like, or I'm getting it up there not missing, but I'm getting it up there and I'm sticking. I would be like, okay, I'm getting sticks, I'm going to move a little further back. Work on your accuracy. Get those sticks that are consistent where you want them to go, and then move back. I partner those two up. Consistency is getting that pointy end in the target. Boom, that's what we're all looking for. Great, let's do it again. Repetitive motion, just same thing. Let's get those in there. I'm not gonna move back. If I get those in those bullseye areas, you know, 3 in a row, but I missed 20. Boom, all of them are in a bullseye. Let's do it again. I'm not gonna move back yet. That's how patient I was. At the beginning, when I got good at knife throwing, that's how patient I was. I did not rush things. And if I wanted to play around because I wanted to see what it felt like, yeah, I would do something like throw at 7 meters with superpowers. but I would definitely only do it for like an hour, and then I'd get back into my training. Hope you guys are liking the beat. You're liking your Saturday. I'm missing a knife. I don't think I missed much, but I was purposely missing there. Oh well, that's life. Oh, here it is. It's actually on the table. All right, so I was about to demonstrate throwing just a normal knife. This knife actually glows in the dark. I'll get it a little bit. It might be hard for you guys to see. You just kind of flash a flashlight in there, and this stuff glows. It's moon glow. Super cool. Super freaking cool. You getting knives like that are custom made. These are all, I have a lot. Most of the knives, other than my tops knives, are custom made. And yeah, that's what I wanted to throw. I'm not like, you know, if I'm going to carry around a knife with me all the time for my EDC, I don't want it to be just a thrower and it has that, no live edge. I would rather have my EDC thrower have a live edge and be a knife. That's just me though. I think you're gonna get more out of it. It's better for self-defense because it can do more than just maybe one task like throwing. You know, anything, a pencil can be used really, but you don't want to rely on a pencil in a life and death situation. So I'd rather have the best weapon, and that's a knife, and a knife has a live edge. So that's what I'm trying to say. So I could throw that, manipulate it, no spin, just like that. The penetration in my target, because it's a live edge, it's super sharp. This thing is like that much. It's super thick in the target. Awesome. Do we have 9 likes already? Wow, you guys rock. But yeah, that was my goal, is to throw a real knife. So don't go off starting with a real knife. You're gonna damage it more. You could probably learn, but you know, you'll get there quicker. Even though you're being patient, you'll get there quicker if you just get a handle heavy knife like I recommended. If you want to be a no spin thrower, I definitely recommend these. Simple looking design, but it's got all the weight in the back end, and you're going to control it because it wants to rotate. It wants to. All that weight wants to go forward. And you're going to have to work on manipulating it, stopping it from doing that. And that all happens very fast right here. I can keep the hand all the same in my wind up, and right about where my line, it lines up with my shoulder, right when I get about here, a lot of people, I don't know, I release it more forward. A lot of people release their knife back here, and I think they're losing a lot of power that way. You want to be like a baseball pitcher, and their last muscle is their forearm when they push it. They push that forward. That's kind of what I'm getting when I throw it. I'm pushing that thing forward. And it all happens like that with your hand. It's hard to notice. I threw this thing one of the best. I got this designed for me from the Street Scalpel by Tops, but it was discontinued, the first one. I don't like the second one. It has a much smaller handle, so I like this design and I wanted it, so I just showed the person and they made this for me, and I just custom the design of the handle. It's very thick. Like that's got to be like 14, 15 millimeter thick knife for a handle, but it's got like, man, like, you know when people punch and they have something in their hand? You know, that you won't break a knuckle with that in your hand. Grip is amazing. I love how concealed, like no one's gonna try to grab that off me. So I like it. It's like a bullet. It's got a lot of weight. It's very thick. The steel is amazing. Big belly on it, and you can just throw it like a beast. Like, I'm pretty sure also all those throws are bullseye too. Like, I don't lose accuracy because I'm switching to a knife that's super awkward to hold for throwing no spin. Like, no spin is my specialty. I'm a specialist when it comes to no spin. And I'll sit here all day long and prove it to you. I can do it. I know it. And I'm here now doing lives all the time to help people get there too. You guys want to do it. You don't have to go out there and pay or think this is something you need to read in a book. Like, it's easy. And I really want to bring that simplicity to people when it comes to throwing, because throwing is throwing. You don't got to relate throwing to some, you know, guru out there. Some guy's trying to make throwing seem like some freaking rocket science, and he's writing books about it. You know, I think that's might be needed in life, maybe for those professional baseball throwers that need to really work it into every little thing they need to figure out to get that most power. So I appreciate it, but as much as like you just want to get throwing, you don't need a book. You can just pick something up, man, and throw it. A lot of people try to pay, you got to pay the money to learn how to throw. It's like paying people to teach your kids how to do the numbers and, you know, math and English in school. That's all paid for us. That shouldn't be something you have to pay for.
Some comments. I'm gonna try here. Lao Fong says immediately jealous. Johnny Holt put a thumbs up. Adam says, second time that I've come across you on my algorithm. I think your personality and attitude is great. You got yourself a new subscriber.
Adam, bro, I think I've seen you on the Full Tank Clan channel. Got some numbers beside it? Oh, just add. Maybe not. Maybe not. Brother, thank you. And I can see why maybe you If you're a supporter, much respect, brother. A lot of people are going to turn on you when you make a stand, but I'd rather put a stand on something than fall for anything, right? Appreciate your subscription, though, man. Glad to have you aboard, part of the channel. We got a lot of new things coming. Like, I'm trying to make this knife throwing channel different than all of them out there. I don't think a lot, like maybe Adam Cheladine put the work in at the beginning, but he doesn't anymore. I don't think much work is put in to this type of niche. You know, knife throwing is really awesome and cool, and I think there's a lot to show and a lot of fun we can have together. So I do like rave parties, like lights and flashing we did last weekend. I do trick shots, and I'm like a circus, you know, I'll do all this fun stuff. And then we get serious and we talk about how this is like a martial art, and we can put this type of training, knife throwing, into a martial art category and put it up against, you know, throwing weapons, throwing against a knife fight. Would you rather hold your knife in certain situations, or would you rather have the capability of not just holding it, but throwing it, right? Within seconds, bullseye, like getting, like no one can react to a throw. More people are trained with hand-to-hand combat, and that's less than 1% in the world. Right? There's very little people even trained with knives, hand-to-hand combat. All their survivors out there are doing it because of luck. They're not trained. All the knife attacks, all those survivors. So knives are super, you can get serious with them too. And that's what this channel is trying to encompass, everything. And just, you know, have a blast, do it all free, do giveaways too. There's like one other channel I know of, the Full Tang Clan. He does a lot of giveaways. He's a great dude. I'd go and look him up. If you're on my channel, awesome, but he's the other channel I would recommend out of all the knife throwers out there. All the other knife throwers out there on YouTube, I know them, I looked them up, I've seen what they put out. It's just to get the views. It's like for them, it's not for you. They're doing it for them. You can tell the people that are doing it for you, and that's Full Tang Clan. That's Brandon Danger freaking Dillon, the B double D, and I believe I'm trying to get there as well. You make the decision, but I appreciate it. But my specialty is no spin. No spin all day, baby. No spin all day, baby. So I'm getting deployed this Sunday. I've been in the military for almost 20 years. Man, honestly, I'm months away from being officially 20 years. And then I think I'm over 20 years. And so I've been in for a while. I'm being deployed again. But it's only for a month-ish. So I'm going to be able to come back to within a couple weeks and have it like a day or two off. Maybe. But with that said, I'm probably not going to be able to do lives much more beyond the month of June. Like tomorrow, I'm going to try to get a live in, and a good live with, you know, the topics, the normal live I like to do with a lot of trick shots and stuff. Like we're just free flowing today, but tomorrow's going to be a good one. But once I get back in July, we're going to hit it up hard. And I'm going to do a double split screen with Full Tang Clan. We're going to do a live together, and we're going to do some challenges. We're going to have some fun doing some stuff. But yeah, I'm going to be deployed, so this weekend, you know, is going to be it for a bit. Who would want that coming at them? Everyone says, like, you know, it's different in a fight, and I trust me, I get that. But when you're throwing something at somebody, they're not running at you while you're throwing. When someone's shooting something at you, you're not like running at them. So people generally are going to stop what they're doing when something's thrown at them. They're going to be caught off guard, right? And if you're going to throw something after that, they're going to have to deal with then that. And then another one, or you charging them. Like it's just a very good scenario when you can realistically put knife throwing into the category of a martial art. It's very, very, I think, smart in my head. It's more or less, you just don't want to kill someone. Like you're wanting to defend yourself, but you don't want to have to kill someone to do that. That's where I'm at. I would rather say no fighting. You know, I would rather, you know, the first line of defense is to try to get out of a fight. But if you can't, you have to defend yourself. You have to save somebody. Then I put this, you know, Right in the bullseye. I love it when I can do that. Right in their leg. You know, you want to put it somewhere to stop somebody but not kill them. You want to stop them from, you know, who knows, stealing something from someone in an alleyway, raping somebody. You can do that before you have to run. You know, you might lose time that way, and that person might not survive whatever was happening to them. But if you can throw while you're running, that person's going to stop what they're doing. That person now is not concerned who they were attacking. They're concerned on what the frick just was thrown at them and the damage it was done. Now they're reacting to, are you standing there like you threw something? And now you're just standing there looking at them? Like, yeah, I threw something at you. Why don't you just stop? No. People who are properly thinking of martial arts, they're thinking of what they're going to do next. They're going to throw. Then they're going to run, right? They're going to do something next, right? That's tactically thinking. You're trying to think of scenarios and maneuvers to accomplish a goal. That's the whole thing of tactical. So what's tactical? Well, it's got to be realistic. It's got to be a realistic scenario. Maybe you can get examples from, people that have been attacked and go run through that scenario on what happened. Put yourself in the person's shoes. What would you do? Run through some drills. All these types of things is how all martial arts, all self-defense systems are created. All the methods are created. That's how it's done. So the same thing can be done with throwing a knife. Are you telling me you wouldn't want this thrown at you? I wouldn't. So there we go. We know it's effective. We know it can do some damage. Like, this can almost do more damage than some bullets. And I think I would put that up there because of the things that can penetrate with this steel and this weight compared to light knives lighter bullets, lighter calibers, smaller bullets. That's a thing of like, I don't want to kill somebody, but if I had to, I know that could do it. If anyone's paying attention, all my throws right now are in the bullseye.
Martin's back. He's welcoming everybody, saying like and subscribe. Be supportive and kind. Thank you.
Love it, Martin, man. Appreciate you, man. I saw you on the Full Tank Clans channel. I saw that. But you get noticed here, man. You get respect here. So thank you for showing up. Thank you for saying that type of stuff in my channel. All right, so when it comes to all that stuff I was just talking about, hitting a moving target, sometimes what you're trying to hit isn't standing still, allowing you to hit it. So you want to get your timing right with moving targets, your accuracy. So I love this. This is the first step to a moving target, I said. Really, and it's a trick shot, people call it. But I moved it up to a skill shot. You throw the can, you pin it. You pin it with your knife. You throw it over there, and you catch it with your knife. It's a start. But any way you can move a target and aim for it, the better. I've done it all. Just check out my channel. Tons of videos showing you all the drills that I've done to be a serious contender to make knife throwing a martial art. I don't think there's many people out there, so I'm trying. I'm trying the best I can with the experience in the military and my martial art training that I have done in my life. I've done karate to aikido to kickboxing, boxing, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, a little bit of that. So I try to get an understanding in there. I'm not sitting there with black belts, but I'm get an understanding, and then I come in and incorporate it in what I can do. And right now that's knife throwing. That knife is buried there. Moving targets is awesome. Again, I'm never aiming at something unless it's a squirrel that's this small. So if I'm close near it, that's good. You're doing good, right? Ultimately, throwing this though, somewhere like blindfolded, so I do tricks like this where I'm not really knowing where it's gonna go, and then I turn around and I hit it. That's also a really good trick. Then you're reacting very quick. In my live last week, I did a drill with my wife where I plugged my ears, closed my eyes, and she put targets up randomly. And I had to turn around and throw at them to react to where the heck they are very quick. So my mind can process and learn quick, because it can. Your mind is such an amazing tool. And it can just, by like a quick second of blinking, open your eyes and closing them, you can gather so much information. And then if you implement that into your training, oh man, well, you can then get more instinctive. You can get way more instinctive that way. I just turned this trick shot pin cam right now backwards. You turn around, you see where it's going, and then you throw at it. That's really the trick. Do it over and over and over again. If you keep missing your knife, I wouldn't get into throwing a can or a moving target. I would get really good at throwing a knife first before you get into this. Anything you guys want to know? Anything you want to ask? I'm glad some people popped on.
It's just a lot of...
Oh, let it be. I love it. Oh, Adam's been here before. I'm sorry if Adam, you're dealing with that. That's the weirdness, eh? Everyone wants to talk about racism and stuff. The most persecuted people in the world in history are Israelis, are Jews. There's no person ever. The Jewish revolt before that, you know, Nero, the Holocaust, like, it's not even comparable. People are just brainwashed. And they're just on the wrong side. Like, there is a good and evil. There is. Regardless, Israelis aren't... I'm not supporting what they're doing or everything. But what's going on right now is that they missed the Messiah. They missed Jesus. They didn't see him as their Savior. They thought they were going to be rescued from all this. But the problem is Jesus saved them. He came for them first. And then it was the Gentiles. So they're all lost and doing some stupid things. And people are all like, how can you support Israel? Everyone does stupid things at the end of the day. But I understand the truth. And they need the gospel like everyone else. And I know I need to stand on the side of them because the world's going to turn against them in the end days. That's one of the prophecies. The end is going to come and you're going to see the world, all nations surround Israel. And they are literally surrounded right now. Like, it's just like a little country over there. Like a little, they got that country because of a miracle. They didn't even have an army, right? Like how they got that country in 1946, I believe, like that's even beyond. But the way people deal with Israel and how much hype you have to get and take, it's just to me, it's just fools. They're blind. They're navigating through life blinded, walking in the dark, and they're manipulated and brainwashed by evil. And they don't see it that way. Because even Satan can appear to them like an angel of light. And they can think they're doing something good. And it's all good in rainbows. But it's not. That's just the truth, man. Nothing can convince me otherwise. Just a bunch of loudmouth haters. And people who want to stir up the pot and make things, you know, seem wrong. They'll call wrong right and right wrong. They'll make a lie just because they want their side to sound right, but it's a lie. War is an ugly thing. War is an ugly thing. And some of the things people do in war, it's ugly. If you don't know that as a fact, then you can't talk about this. But war is ugly. War is ugly, man. It's not a glorified thing. It's not a video game running around like a soldier and having fun. Like, war is not to be glorified or Hollywoodized. War sucks. But when it happens, it has to sometimes happen. I always say it this way. Sometimes a good person has to pick up a gun or a knife and hurt someone that's bad. Because they're doing something so bad, they're going to kill more people. They're just going to kill more people, so you got to stop that person from killing more people. It's a hard thing to think. Like, you have to do something like that. But it has to happen. And some of the things that happen out in war, I mean, you know, you got a religion that tells people if they die, they get 72 virgins. If they blow themselves up because Allah wants them to get caliphate and chaos has to be there in order for it to be, you know, happen. You know, YouTube, kick me off if you have to, but this is just the truth and people need to hear it. You know, they'll do anything. They'll do the stupidest things. They'll strap bombs to children. And then, oh my goodness, Israel's killing children. Yeah, they do it. They do it like it's a weapon, though. The enemy does it. Normal. Like, all the time. And then you're going to get mad at another place because that's like they're putting bombs at the bottom of a health shelter, bottom of a hospital. They're storing their ammo depots in civilian houses. So then Israel's like, retreat, get out of the area. This is now a war zone. Here, evacuate. You know, we need to come through here and eliminate Hamas. We need to eliminate all of our enemies so that we can live peacefully because we can. Because all these attacks, they're just nonstop. What happened? What started this war? What started this war? October 7th. What happened? Israel was attacked and mutilated. Everyone forgets that they're the ones defending themselves. Oh, because they took it too far? You think they need to sit there and be attacked over and over and over again for the rest of their life? People are so stupid, man. Oh, I get carried away with it. Adam, I got your back. I got anyone's back about the truth. I ain't going to side because the majority's over there. I'm not going to side with them. I'm going to side with what's right. That's it, period. Come at me, dog. Trying to get this breathing too, you'll hear it. Like a punch. Right? You want to get that. You get that extra power from the release. A quick release. Because when my hips move. As soon as my hips move in the throw, that's where I like to release it. Get mad, trail, hate. You're all just a bunch of angry people if you're doing that. Oh, it is a nice video. But why can't it be more? You afraid that someone out there is going to be able to draw people in and help them and give them the truth? You afraid? We're knife throwing. That's what we're mainly doing here. Yeah, that's our main topic. But people can't stand the fact that I have a flag. Other videos, other lives have flags and things around in their scene. I have a flag too. So many people can't stand that flag. Because so many people are messed up. So at least I can give the truth. At least I can provide them with the truth. If they want to hate all you want. It just gives me an opportunity to tell the truth. If people didn't come on here and just hate a flag, hate people and want them eliminated, and be so racist towards them, and so brainwashed towards them, we would just be throwing knives. People can't handle a flag. Come on here and throw knives with me. If you can't handle that, then don't come on my channel. But if you're going to come on here and just get all mad and worked up and your diaper's in a bunch because of a flag, that's your problem, not mine. I always tell people, anything is welcome on my channel. It's really hard to get your comments kicked out. But as soon as you make a comment, you're going to have to deal with me responding. That might make you all, your panties in a bunch. You think I'm worried about getting 1 million subscribers? You think this is helping? No, I don't. I'm doing this because I enjoy it. I enjoy throwing knives, and I enjoy so much teaching people. I don't want people to be ignorant. Why? Because I can't take 5 minutes out of my day to share something with them that they need to know? I mean, I'm doing this for free. I'm here for you. I really am. A lot of the friends I have in life and people who like me now, we might have had a little confrontation at the beginning. But then we worked beyond that. We saw what was happening there. Like, I'm not getting mad really at you. I'm just dealing with a lot of people's hate. And usually that doesn't mean I'm going to come back with, like little rainbow on the top of my head and I'm going to be all nice and pretty to you. It means I'm going to talk to you, especially men. I'm going to talk to you like a man. I'm going to get to the bottom of it. I'm going to try to share what I know. Share what you know. And I'll debate and I'll come back with a response. But if it's just hate and anger and trolls, it's like, that happens all the time. It happens a lot. All because of a flag. Like, wear a helmet. Life's hard. Wear a helmet. Wear a helmet, bud. Life's hard. But I don't think your helmet would do anything to that throw. Dead bullseye. I mean, those throws had a little bit of oomph in them. Oh man, that was in there. Ah. You know, everybody needs a safe place. This whole month right now is for people to feel included. But yet, it's contradictory. And not everyone is. But I would love it to be true that everyone can be included. We all can kind of have that equality. You know, it's going to be a tough place to get to. I don't think any time in history that's ever been possible. There's always a hierarchy. There's always something above people. People acting above people, right? Controlling them. There's always an end game to that too. There's always a reason why. And you're probably not reading any comments because it is what it is.
Texas Born just said you needed a pry bar to get those out.
I pretty much wish I can invent a robot to pull my knives out for me. That's all that, when I feel tired at the end of the day, it's not because I was throwing for 3 hours straight. It's because I was pulling those knives out. Yeah, I wish I could have a robot, man. Elon Musk, man. Algorithm, hit it to him. Boom, boom.
Adam says, I love that line, wear a helmet, life's hard.
Yeah. And Elon Musk, make me a robot to pull knives out. A lot of people need to wear helmets nowadays because life's too hard for them. The truth hurts. And people like literally take it so offensively. Like they need to just walk away if the truth hurts them. And if they do what you want. That's what I'm trying to say. Do what you want. But if the truth hurts you, don't go like a chihuahua and get all loud at me. If the truth hurts you, just if the heat is too much for you, get out of the kitchen. Just go home, put a helmet on. You know, make your walls out of styrofoam. Order pizza from Big Macs to your house and chill. And just chill in your styrofoam room with your helmet on. That's the best advice I can give for people that are so sensitive to the truth. Like there's facts out there people don't want to hear. Like there's a man and a woman in life. That's it. Oh my goodness. Really? No, there isn't. Yeah, no, there isn't. Men, right? Men have 3 knees. They have a right knee, a left knee, and a weenie. I like this one. This song gets me going. It just gets that. We're probably gonna wrap it up around 8, so you know. Okay. I said around 20, and I'm happy around 20. So it's like that's where we're hanging out around today. I dare you to do 100 throw at once. Yeah, man, that makes a lot of sense. I've done 9 knives at once. Like I held 9 knives and threw them all from 7 meters. I did it on my channel, so I did 9 knives from 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 meters. No one's done that in the world, and I threw them no spin. Crazy. But I've been on my channel, I threw 1,000 times, so if you want to see a lot of knives being thrown over and over and over again, there's that. No spin's great. It doesn't matter the distance. It doesn't matter if you're on the angle of the target, standing 90 degrees off from there. No spin is just such a dominant throw for knife throwing. It really is the dominant way of throwing a knife for combat. Not for competition, but for self-defense. No spin is it. That's the dominant way to throw.
Adam says, it's like the 3 rings of marriage, a wedding ring, an engagement ring, and suffering.
Suffering, I like it. I'm happily married, but that's a funny joke. Marriage, when you're a Christian, it's about serving the other person before yourself. And when you guys can do that properly, that's how marriage becomes a good thing.
Texas Born says we're going to get a throw each blade on the wall. He'll ask every time.
Man, I'm going to do that just for you. I'm deployed this Sunday, and I'm going to do one more live tomorrow. I was just gonna do trick shots tomorrow. Let me sleep on it. We'll see if tomorrow's live. I'll throw them all. But ultimately, I just want to do 1 or 2 or 3 every other live, which makes you want to come back and hang out with me. That's the goal. I just did a live and no one was watching, and I was like, because I did it horizontally. A lot of people didn't want to, I guess, tune into a horizontal view. Vertical is a little bit better. But yeah, I'm not gonna want to talk and throw to myself. I'll do that without the camera rolling. But when people are engaged and stuff, that's the ultimate goal for YouTube, right? I want to throw with people. I don't got a lot of people around me, a lot of friends that want to come over and throw with me. A lot of people at work hear about me throwing knives and they just rather drink and do other things. So it's like, oh, I'm not gonna stop throwing knives to go and join them. I like knives too much. So I came on YouTube and I tried to help myself in a way where I can enjoy it again with people. And that's where you guys come in. The more you guys give to me, the more I'm going to want to give back to you guys and just be here for you. So of course I'm going to throw all those knives. Of course I'm going to do that. But just in time. What's up?
Astro says they subbed. Dan says love this channel.
Hey!
Connor from across the street says hello, coolest weatherman.
Connor, nice to see you. But first off, who are those people that just subscribed? Was that Dan? Dan, bro, props to you, man. Honestly, when I can hear something nice being said, I'm going to take a stop in my live and just address it and say that's freaking awesome. You rock. Thank you. Thank you, Dan.
Dan says, I suck at throwing knives, but it's good to watch someone who is good.
Astro, you're the other one. Thank you, bud. Appreciate it, man. Anyone's going to tell me they subbed. I don't have no counter, and I don't know. So I want to know who's becoming part of the family, who's joining the family, who's going to be hanging out with me. I'll remember your names the best I can. So I'm sure when you come on again, we're just going to be building a relationship together, you know? I think that's pretty cool. Like, where are you guys watching from? We're all from around the world. I'm in Canada.
Adam says, be safe on your deployment. Astro says, you're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Texan Bar says, are you any good with a spear?
Yeah. Knife throwing is probably the harder of all throwing weapons. No spin is probably the hardest of them all. So throwing a spear to me, like I've done it, and I'll have a video coming out of actually me throwing a spear. Like Adam Cheladine just threw a spear with cans and objects and you pin it. Those are actually really easy, guys. You just got to try it. When you get really good at throwing objects, those things for difficulty level for me are very low. Throwing a spear is just it's so long, it's so easy to control that spin once you understand how to control spin. Objects that want to rotate and wobble and do all these weird things. You master no spin throwing a knife, like throwing a knife no spin, all these other things are super easy.
Astro's in Quebec.
Quebec, Canada, hey! I was in Quebec. I did my basic training, my second basic training in Quebec, Saint Jean. Oh, those are in there. I'm gonna pull them out with my left arm. Anything you guys want to know? I don't care how many times you're asking the same question. I'm always gonna answer it, and I'm gonna give as much detail as possible every single time. They went inside. I also eat sushi while I throw knives. Like, look how good that sushi looks. That's spicy dynamite with crispy onions on top. Let's spin a can with that said. Because I didn't finish my last one. I wanted to do this.
Adam's from Toronto.
Wow! I'm from Hamilton, Ontario.
Yeah.
I was born and raised there. My wife as well. I was just in Toronto last year in October.
Astro says he loves those sushis.
Oh man, the spicy dynamite, like there's like anything spicy is super good. I'll put a little wood in this and it'll make it so much easier. Not the problem where if I had a target that was so big, Like some people have massive walls and they do their trick shots so much easier because I have a high target. Like this is probably like close to 7 feet high. So I have it really high. Like right here is probably 4 foot. Getting a knife that high up is why I want to train. I also have a very low target that I like to aim for. And I had other targets when I trained for 5 years all over the place. From freaking 8 feet in the air down to the ground, all throughout that length. That's the way to train. All different targets. But my targets are normally high, and I like that better. Coming down is easy. Throwing up is a lot harder. For me, at least. Here we go. You guys ready to see this?
So Martin's from Davidson, Quebec. Texan Born says, it would be cool if you had a challenger and y'all played the best of 3 game tournament.
So I'm going to do that with Full Tank Clan, Brandon Danger Dylan. We did it already once in a live, and we're just gonna do these lives probably together once a month or something. He's an awesome friend of mine, and we both support each other a lot, get along. So it's gonna be fun to do these. But he's reached out to me yesterday in his live to do this. So I think when I get back to my deployment in July, we're gonna do a live stream split. So he's on one end and I'm on the other side together, and we're gonna have just a lot of fun. We'll probably do it on his channel though. So I'll probably come on with a little post saying with his link to his page to remind you all when we're doing it, and then you can go and hang out with us.
Abby says, love you from Israel, love Canada. Bandana says, you ever kick it up and throw it?
Yeah, I did that last live, and I got another video coming out kicking it. I think the difficulty level on kicking is hard. I did it last live. I did it the first live. I kicked it like a soccer ball, and then I pinned it. Super hard to be accurate, right? Like you're just hoping the can's gonna go near your target, and then you gotta hit it when it does, because it doesn't happen every time you kick it. Super fun, super rewarding when you do it. Good training, but hard to do. There's like maybe 5 people in the world that have done that. I'm one of them, and I do it multiple times. I kicked a lot of stuff. Like I didn't have many opportunities, but I smashed it. It was right down here. So I got it. That's what I mean. Hitting a moving target, you just react where it is. I don't like wasting a throw, so sometimes I'll see where it is and I don't want to throw because it's just not going near my target and I might hit my window, whatever, but it's good training. Oh, but when it goes right there, you know you're gonna get it. You know you're. Oh! You missed it, Rochelle! Oh! Clip it. Yeah, clip it. That happened once where I flipped the chair and it landed. Yeah! Let's go! Yeah! That's so awesome. It's a trick shot in itself. You got that, and then you got that. And then it's a bonus bullseye. That's a bonus bullseye right there.
Carlos said, oh wow, I will try this. Tell him that he's talented.
Thanks, man. We all can get there. It's not my superpower. We all can throw a knife if you just want to. Once you get throwing a knife, you might just find it so therapeutic, and you're just, like, that's kind of how it worked for me. Like, it just clicked.
Texas Born says that was money.
That was a pretty good shot. But once some people throw, they get that thunk, like that thunk, that wood, the steel hitting the wood, and they're addicted. They're just like, that's it, I'm a knife thrower for life. That's like me. I got it stuck, and I'm a knife thrower for life. There's one of these left.
Yeah, I'll have one. It's about 20 minutes left.
Yeah. We're gonna go inside in a bit here, guys, and we're gonna have I don't know if you guys seen it, but the new Switch 2 came out, The new Mario Kart, and I love that game. Those are fun games to play with my kids. I enjoy that. I love playing games with the kids. It's, we just bond during it.
Johnny says, I just got home, gotta fix dinner, but I'll stop in and say hello. Awesome job.
Thank you, Johnny. Nice to see you, man. If you were going to answer one more question, what are you cooking for dinner, bro? I love food. Carlos. I like that name, Carlos. That was one of my dogs. I like the name Carlos.
That little weird ugly dog.
Who's
I'm making
cute?
BLTs today. 3 pieces of toast and extra bacon.
Ooh, delicious. More bacon the better, right? Oh, that sounds like I can take one if you want to come by. Make me a BLT. I'll take one. Sometimes I can't aim for the bullseye anymore because all my knives are blocking the bullseye. Oh, right beside that knife.
Texas Born says, get your wife to record on your channel when you challenge your friend and go live at the same time.
Yeah, we're going to be doing it live. My wife will be on, even Danger's wife too, Alicia. We're all going to be on together. It's going to be a freaking,
It's
honestly,
like a
it's going to be a
split
blast.
screen live though.
Yeah, it's going to be split screen live.
Yeah, I don't.
So you don't have to record it. My camera will be set up, and then Alicia can get in and throw with Rochelle when me and Brandon take a break. Me and Brandon can challenge each other to whatever. Like, I'm only given so much distance. His freaking range in his garage is super awesome. So I can probably get up to a 5-meter can pin. It's going to be more challenging for me because of these like 10-foot rafters above me. But I'll do it. I'll do whatever he wants, really. At the end of the day, I think we'll play like horse. I'll challenge him, do something, and he'll have to do it. You know, if he can't do it within the amount of throws I did it, you get a letter, something like that. Or we just challenge each other. I throw, he throws until we get it. And whoever gets it first, you know, gets one tick on the board. I kind of want to put a chalkboard up or one of those markers, dry eraser marker boards off to the side here where I can write down all the scores and have our marks on there. So I might get one of those dry eraser boards. I was always wanting one of those dry eraser boards so that when I'm teaching certain things, I can use it. So I'm probably going to get that. Maybe even tomorrow when we're out, we'll go to Staples and I'll look for one of those because I always wanted to stay in a tripod with the whole thing.
Texas is like, oh shoot, couples match.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you got to get up there. I think Alicia's got you beat. She's been throwing pretty good lately. But when it comes to no spin, I mean, Brandon's got me rotationally half spin all day long. Tomahawks, axes, whatever. I know axes, tomahawks, camping axes, they're all different. For the layman person, they're very similar. But all those throwing things, I mean, maybe throwing cars and shock crams, and like knives throwing no spin, I win, but even his no spin game is so good. The guy's a freaking animal when it comes to throwing knives.
Bandana Dan says, if you buy a game wheel, it's a good scroll stopper. People love those.
Yes, like Dude Perfect. I was thinking of a game wheel, and I have a couple friends, aka characters, that I might play. And just like Dude Perfect, I'm gonna kind of like, not steal their idea, but incorporate it, kind of put my own spin on it, and have a spinning game with certain things that we have to do. So like, I think Brandon has one of those. Maybe I'll ask him to get that out, but also have to like update it to certain things that we can do, and you spin it, and then we both got to do it, right? And see who the first one is to do it. And I always thought too, doing certain lives where like, I have to eat like a jalapeno pepper every time I miss a knife, and you just got to see me get tortured. You know, certain fun things like that. Like just having fun on here, you know? I'm so bullseye today. Like I just can't, I think it was all that training. There's like 8 hours of training in the last 3 weeks of solid, no breaks, just go, go, go. Like there was 2 hours in one day, an hour in the other day, an hour in the other day. And it's just bullseyes. That's the deadest bullseye, you know, you can get.
Texas Born says, have a good evening, y'all. Gotta do my workout routine. See you all on the next live.
That's what it takes, man. You have a good one. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. Honestly, I was going to do a live tomorrow about strength and conditioning. Was he just talking about working out? He's got to go work out? Yeah. So tomorrow I was going to get into all the stuff I do. You know, if people are interested, I'm going to share all the strength, conditioning, therapy, all the stuff I do, like from the morning to the night, every day. The food I decide to eat, what supplements, you know, what exercises, everything I do. That was one of the things. That was what I wanted to do tomorrow. Because it's so important, especially if you want to throw hard all the time. You got to do other stuff to be able to do that. Or you're just going to injure yourself. Or not be able to throw hard. You're going to think you can throw hard, but you're not throwing hard. You're not throwing hard if you're just doing that, you know? You gotta throw hard. There's a level of hard that I'm talking about. It's world class when it comes to knife throwing. I don't think anybody in the world, I've done everything someone has done, but more. So I don't think people can say, again, it's just based on the facts. Not like anyone else can get there, because I hate having to say it, but I don't think there's another guy out there that can throw harder than me. I just don't think there is. You might look good when you throw. I mean, you can grab a knife and make a video and go, you know, it looks pretty and it's, oh, the flight path's nice. You got the right angle and the right lighting. You know, you made all the edits to make that thing just look like Zoom, but you got to penetrate objects and do that throw penetrating an object, or else that power doesn't equate. Like, you're not getting it translated into penetration, because if you have power, you can penetrate more. That's how I kind of, like, in the most simplest way, determine power, penetration.
What is your most precise trick shot you've ever hit?
I've hit cherry tomatoes. Like, I've thrown a cherry tomato and hit it. Right at the beginning, within about 4 months of throwing, I did a competition online where I hit a quarter washer, like a 1/4 inch washer, like super small. Threw it from 10 feet and pinned, like there was no room for my knife to go. Like when I got in the center of the washer, I probably had about a couple centimeters and that was it. So having hard target was actually a benefit for me, because if it was a softer target and I pinned it, it would probably pop out some type of force, or I would just bury the washer. So maybe it would have worked, but regardless, I did it. It was super small. My wife hit a Tic Tac. She threw a Tic Tac through her knife and split the Tic Tac. That was cool.
Pistachio.
Oh, pistachio, okay. You name it, like the smallest things I've hit. When it
I
comes
think
to
about precise, remember that one with the birdhouse and you didn't want to damage the
Oh yeah, the
birdhouse
competition.
and
So there's a birdhouse I had. It was another competition online, and I had a bunch of like fireworks and chemicals to make this birdhouse blow up. So if I hit it anywhere else, it would have fell. And I only had one birdhouse with all these fireworks in it. So I had one shot, one opportunity, and I had to make it work. And I did. I hit right in the center of the birdhouse hole, and I hit the can of aerosol, and it exploded everything. Which is on my channel if you want to see it. Super freaking cool.
So before Texas Born goes, real quick, how long does a wood target board last before replacing it?
It depends what wood you're using. I have a video on my channel where I showed you how I can get more hours out of this target. More days, more weeks, more months. And if I did it sooner, this would last longer. I always say thicker the target, better. Some people can't lift it. You know, if you're a little stronger, you're going to be able to lift a thicker target. It will last longer. If you have these super thin 6-inch thick knives or targets, they're just not going to last long if you're throwing a lot at them. They can split easier. I mean, I have a hole starting because I hit the bullseye all the time. Once you make a hole in your target, it's pretty much done. But if it's super thick, you can flip it around and use the other side. So it depends on the hardness of your wood. If you're using oak or ash wood, you know, it's going to last longer, especially if it's thicker. If it's hardwood like oak and ash wood and it's thin, it's gonna split quicker because it's gonna dry out quicker. Softwood, cottonwood, those pine, those are gonna last longer if they're thicker. No, they're gonna be easier to throw at. They're gonna last, but they're also soft, so it's gonna chip away a lot. So I would just say the thicker the target, the better overall. You're never gonna get a target lasting forever, but the thicker it's gonna last. If you can get a piece of wood, get it. Just get it as thick as possible. If you can get a log round. Hardwood is hard. People don't like throwing the hardwood, especially if you're learning, because it's not forgiving. Like you might hit it and it might fall, but you got a good throw, and you're getting frustrated because you don't want to work on power right away. You want to work on your consistent sticks and your accuracy. Power comes last. And having hardwood will hurt you to get there. Well, it did for me. But I'm a very athletic guy, and I play a lot of sports. I did a lot of throwing, so I learned quicker, even though I had hardwood. But I'd recommend softwood and make it at least 8 inches thick. Just go work out for a bit. Any type of throwing requires people to actually work out. Build muscle from the freaking legs up. You're going to be a better thrower overall. If anyone tells you can throw without muscle, sure, you can, but it's going to be healthier. You're going to be able to do it longer, and you're going to be able to do it better if you got muscle. Not like you're jacked like a freaking steroid monkey, but 220 pounds, 6'2" dude, you're good, man. I wouldn't go much more than that, but solid 205, 210, which is me. Is perfect for throwing. It's what the baseball players are like, pitchers, and they're just better than they ever were. They're throwing harder than they ever were because of the muscle. So if you got that extra muscle, you can lift a heavier target and you will last longer. That's where I'm going with that. That's where I'm going with that one. I like giving you guys as much information as I can out of everything I've done in the almost a decade, right? Like I just want to give it to you guys so you don't make those mistakes or have to learn the hard way.
Can you throw a screwdriver?
Yes. We're almost going to wrap this up because I want to go inside and potty. But see, a screwdriver is like, you want to start throwing today, go grab your dad's screwdriver and just start throwing it. I have a very light one. There's some screwdrivers, the guys that throw them out there, they're heavy and they're longer than mine, but I'll show you that I can throw this. I'll throw it half spin, which is rare. This is the first spin knife I'll throw on this channel. Right? You just got to understand the rotation, where you're standing, where you're holding it, and every mistake you make, you can learn from it based on if it's over-rotated, step back. If it's under-rotated, you can step forward. But generally, it's super easy to throw rotationally. I'll throw it no spin now.
How bad is the tennis elbow?
I don't have any pain. Tomorrow I'm going to explain why I don't feel any pain. There's a lot I do. There's a lot I do. And I'm just going to share it all to you guys, why I can throw this hard and all the time and literally have no pain. I feel great. I'm going on 40 years old, and I've been working out for probably about 25 years of my life. And just trying to learn how to do it the healthiest way. No supplements other than creatine, and I've only been doing creatine probably for a year of my life. I eat more steak. Creatine comes in forms of food, and I eat so much of that stuff, even though it's very little quantity, but I eat so much of it, I get enough. But I do incorporate creatine recently as I'm getting older. That's the only supplement I take. That's it. Otherwise, I'm a natural guy who just, I guess I've been blessed a little bit with strength, just not with I'm not like a natural bodybuilder just gonna go win a competition. I also enjoy my food. For a while I'm Italian. I love lasagna. I love meatballs and manicotti, I love that type of stuff too. So, I'm more healthy now and I don't eat that stuff now. For the last maybe 4 years, I've been very strict on my diet because I care more about the life with my children and throwing than I do eating a pizza. So, people just got to get unaddicted from certain things. But yeah, no, I do a lot of stuff to keep myself not from feeling pain. And again, tomorrow, I think I might do the live where I just share a lot of that with you guys. There's probably so much, I might have to do another live and a couple videos to just really encapsulate everything I'm talking about so that you guys can, if you want to learn from it, you can. Because the information is out there, but it's scattered. So I'm gonna try to collect it all and give it to you in one-stop shop. So that's the plan. But yeah, there's your screwdriver, half spin, no spin. You can do it with this, and that's a hard wood, so it is easy to throw. You go out there, grab something pointy, and you can just stick it. So we're gonna wrap this up though. We're at like 2 minutes to 8.
That's good priorities. Throwing stuff, kids, and pizza.
Like I said, I love me a good pizza. I love me a good burger too, like a good smash burger. Like, don't get me wrong, I can eat sushi all day long, but yeah, I'm gonna have to eat a nice juicy smash burger with a bunch of cheese melted on it. Like, I'm sorry, but
yeah, I agree, Bandana. Says you're gonna need some mods. Trolls like this in here now make you believe.
I do. I got my wife as the mod. She does a fantastic job. She's smoking hot, so I get to look at a smoking hot mod every time. And she does a great job, but you know, I'm not I'm the most underrated knife thrower on YouTube. So when it comes to the skill, I don't have a lot of subscribers. But you know, maybe one day I'll get there. Maybe 2035 I'll have 2,000 subscribers. And we'll need a moderator. But right now, I think she can handle it. She's doing a really good job. I give her a lot of credit. But you're right. Once I get there, I might need another one. All right, I'm gonna do my little. You want to come in and do the sign off with me? You look so pretty today, though.
I'm very comfy.
Okay, because we'll hang out here for a split second afterwards. Now you know how I like to do it, right? Probably, yeah. You don't want to do it that way. No, I'm going to throw, but I'm not going to do it that way. I appreciate everybody hanging out with me today. Probably not one of my bigger lives. Fridays are always tough because people at the end of the week are trying to have a good time, and you know, there might not be on YouTube, which I don't recommend anyways. But tomorrow, when people are chilling and hanging out at home, you know, we'll be here again tomorrow. So pop in, maybe hit the notification bell if you're a subscriber, because it's going to be a random time tomorrow. I'm just going with the flow, hanging out with the family. I'm going to have my last sleep before I'm deployed Sunday, where I got to wake up early in the morning. So who knows when I'll do it tomorrow, but the plan's to do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Again, appreciate y'all questions, everybody, even the trolls. Appreciate ya. Just let me know if you want to be added to the hater count. And like I always say, you gotta grip it, right? Grip it, and I'm gonna rip it, and then I'm gonna stick it, and then hit it later. God bless.